everyone, today we're going to take a look at how to do a backup, a complete backup of your FR-8X. That's including your user sets and your user program groups. Okay, let's take a look at this one at a time. The first thing we need to do is to take a look at our USB key. Now, in my case, I might have something already on it here. So I might have my old expansions or my latest backups, my old late backups, right? So let me take a look at this. Let's take a look at this latest backup and call these, I can just rename these old backups. And if I didn't want to save these old backups, perhaps if I might have had them in a different location already once before, what I'll do is I can just clean the USB drive. And the USB drive is cleaned by me formatting it. Okay, so let's do a quick little format on this by just right-clicking, selecting Format, coming up here, make sure this is at FAT32. I'm going to give it a quick format, okay? Gives me this little error message saying, hey, you're going to lose everything. No problem, we know. Let's clean off that USB drive. You can also format it in the 8X. I've never had problems with it one way or another. Here we are, we're complete. Okay, so the next thing I need to do is I want to make sure that I have all my stuff on the 8X, on the USB drive. And one of the things I like to do is I go to the Roland forum and download all the latest files that are available there for my accordion. So how did I find this site? Well, if you really don't know, you can go to Google and just do a quick search for Roland FR-8X drivers. And then we can do a search for all kinds of stuff here. And I'll look for updates and drivers. That might have not have been the right place, but it's close to the right place. But let's go back here one. Let's go by product. Roland FR-8X. There we go. So this is the site that we can download all our drivers from and all our expansions from. If you don't have the editor, here's the place to download it from. And there we have our expansions. So I like to have everything sort of located in one place on my drive. And you simply, for example, I can come over here, click on the one, go to the bottom, memorize the special conditions, user license agreements, click on the agree, and then click on download. And then you save it to a location like your downloads folder. For me, the next step after having gone through all of this is to make sure that I have them in the right location. I've already done this once before. I've got all my expansions and everything right here. Okay. So we now have a clean USB. We have all our expansions in the right place. What's the next step? Well, the next step for us to do is for me to go over to the 8X accordion. I'm going to pop out the USB key and I'm going to install it right here. Once it's installed, I'm going to swing the camera around here a little bit and make sure that we can see this area here is we're going to be using next. And the first thing we're going to do, let's export some sets, okay? Okay, so what are we looking at here? On the left part of the screen, we actually see the buttons that I'll be pressing to manipulate things. And on the other side, we're going to be seeing the actual screen output or the display screen of the 8X. Our goal is to find the menu button, and then we'll use the data enter knob, and scroll down to section 15, 8. From 15.8, I'm going to make sure that I select user Roland. Let's see, I'm not using sets. Make sure we have sets there. Make sure that this is set to all. And we hit write. Once I hit the write, it shows us where we want to write it. The root of the USB drive is fine. I don't like to manipulate files at this section because it's a little bit more complex and it's a little bit longer. So much easier to do this on the computer. So I'm going to accept the root drive. I'm going to accept the default name, which is FR-8X set underscore all. And it's writing. That's all it really took. And the next step would be to just go back. And the next step would be to do the now the UPGs. To export UPGs, almost the same thing. You hit the menu button, I should say. Toggle down to section 15. Go down to 15.8. Make sure that when we highlight the type field, not set like before, but user program. Highlight that, click on enter, hit menu. Again, default location's fine. Menu again. And it's writing all of them. We are done. Hit the exit button. And we're back at the beginning. Next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to remove the USB key from the 8X, and I'm going to reinstall it back into the computer. And let's take a look at the contents of our 8X drive. So at this point, the only thing that's left for us to do is to sort of organize things a little bit better. These are going to be my latest backups. Truth be told, I don't usually call it that. I usually like to put it by date. But I don't want to date the video in terms of the month and the year. So I'll just use latest backups as the folder name. You guys are going to use the month, day, and the date as the folder name. And then when you come over here and put them in here, that's fantastic. I then take the rest of my files and I copy them in there. So all my expansions, my firmware, Richard Noel sets, my other files, pretty much all the other stuff that I want to do except my latest backups, okay? So basically what we can do is I can highlight all of them and then just deselect the latest backups. And then I just want to bring them all in here and we copy them off. Once those are completed, I have my USB all set. I then make multiple copies of it. So don't worry, this is something everyone should do. In the event that one of your USB drives or keys should fail, always have multiple backups of your data. I recommend a minimum of 3 in 3 different locations. I like to put it into my USB keys, and I have a couple of USB keys that I keep everything on. I have a little portable hard drive that I dedicate just for the backups of my 8X accordion. And what I also do is I keep a copy on my NAS. Most often not. If you look on my computer, you also find a copy there. So guys, this is how we do it. ladies and gents, not the biggest job in the world. It's very easy to do. And as this copies off, you can tell, not the most highest performing USB drive on the market, yet you saw that it works effectively. Now, a backup is not so big of a thing to do, right? But you can also do a restore from there. So the restores are equally as easy, basically the same process, but in reverse. Okay, and you're going to choose, instead of making backups, you're going to say restore from, and that's pretty much it. Hope you like this little video. Talk to you a bit later. Bye-bye.